Dear friends, let's continue the love song of J.Alfred Prufrock. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. So see, now here he has arrived at the most important question or the most important thing, that is time. Time plays a very important role. Or time, yes, time has a great significance or great importance for T.S.Eliot, whether it is for portraits or preludes. He speaks volume about the importance of time, how past somehow impacts the present and how present somehow impacts the future. Past has great role to decide our present decides our future. How tradition, how he carries just forward that legacy left just behind by just poets like Shakespeare, just Dante, Milton, and so on and so forth. That he's been carrying forward. And now here Prufrock arrives at this most important thing, that is time. He says he has time. It means somehow he's not prepared. Somehow he's just trying to postponing. Why? Because somehow he knows the harsh reality of his life. He knows his reality. He knows that he's actually somehow not fit for that lady half his age he wants to propose. And that's why he says to prepare a face to meet the faces. Now see, it talks that what J.Eliot talks in the preludes, that is masquerade. Masquerade, a kind of a party of the guest in which all the guests wear masks. Why? Because they want to hide their real identity. We people today, after taking a selfie, use this filter, that filter, and that picture, that image, that photograph, after using the filter, is absolutely different from what we are in reality. So somehow we people, 20th century people, at the time of T.S.Eliot, did not want to reveal their real identity because somehow they were not confident enough. Somehow they thought that they were not fit enough. They were not good enough. Just as we today are using. Just as today we are hiding a real identity by using Instagram filters, this kind of filter, that kind of filter, because somewhere down the line in our hind brain, we know that somehow we are not good enough, we are not good looking, or we have some kind of drawbacks. And we want to hide those drawbacks to impress others. And in order to impress others, we use filters in the same manner at the time of Shakespeare, in the time of Eliot. People used masks. They wore special kind of just costumes. My bad. In a certain party. So all the participants or all the guests in a certain party in which they wore masks, and after wearing masks they wanted to impress others. So why did they wear the mask? To hide their real identity. In the same manner here he proposes to prepare a face. Now he wants to wear a mask. He wants to hide, he wants to cover up his drawbacks. He knows that there is a bald patch in the center of his head. He does not have a hair. His hairline is receding rapidly. He's losing his hair. Wrinkles are appearing. In the later part of the poem, he will speak all that. So here he says, to prepare a face, he wants to prepare. He thinks that he's not fit at present. He's not fit enough to impress that lady. And he knows if he fails to impress, what will happen if he proposes? Definitely he'll get no. To meet the faces that you meet. So he says he knows that if he goes to propose that lady, definitely there will be so many other women, good looking young women, as well as that lady. And their good look, their youth age, somehow will remind him of his growing in age. And these all will somehow discourage him, somehow will make him realize about his drawbacks. And that's why he wants to prepare himself before he goes. There will be time to murder and create. So he says, see how he has fallen victim of the trap of a routine life, a trap of the monotony of routine life. How life of the people at that time had become very much monotonous. Why? Because they had started behaving just like the robots behave. Just like the robots take a step and move their hands in a certain way, in the same manner people at that time were doing. They had lost the warmth of the human life. They had lost the value of their relation, long relation. Why? Because they started living in short-term relation. So he says, there will be time to murder and create. So he says there is time for murder and for the creation. Why? Because these great works have also become the trap of the monotony of the routine, of the routine life, or the routine life of the modern man has somehow trapped these two greatest work, creation and murder. Even the murder and creation has also become has also been trapped. Monotony, routine life of the modern man has also trapped. And time for all the works and days of hands that lifts and drop a question on your plate. So same thing here he repeats, that people at that time were doing all the same almost every day, just as they met their friends on Sunday in the same manner, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They found no change in their routine. And it's all because of that. Somehow they had lost the value of the relation, and they lost the value of the life. See, and time for the works and days of hands, and that lifts and drop a question on your plate. Time for you and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions, and time for 100 visions and revisions. So what we are the total sum of our action, inaction, decisions, indecisions, doings, wrongdoings. what we are the total sum of. We are the total sum of our actions, inactions, good doings and wrong doings, good and bad, decisions and indecisions. So he says he has time for taking decision. He has time for making. He has time to decide. He has time to procrastinate. He has, it means time. And somehow, see, why is he talking like that? It means he wants to avoid something that is great. And that is to go and to propose. Why? Because somehow this Prufrock is not ready. Somehow he knows himself. Yes, I can lie to you. I can lie to that person, this person. But how can I lie to me? I do know my drawbacks. I can lie to you. You can lie to the other. But how can you lie to yourself? Prufrock knows his complications and problems. He knows he's a middle-aged man. He knows that lady he is in love with is half his age. He knows he's growing in age. The complications and problems of the complications and the complications and the drawbacks of the old age, middle age, rapidly coming to him, is growing day by day old, and with that lots of complications he's been experiencing, lots of problems he's been experiencing. He knows he's not so young as the lady is. So he says, so same that we are the total sum of our decisions and indecisions. That's why he says, and time yet for 100 indecisions, and time for 100 visions and revisions, before the taking of a toast and tea. In the room women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. So he knows that he has time to take 1,000 decisions, and after taking 1,000 decisions he has time to cancel them out. Why? Because he knows that when he'll go there, he'll have to lift up a cup of tea and a toast, and with that he will have to lay bare his heart. He will have to propose. But if once the bullet leaves the gun, or if once the gun is fired, bullet cannot be brought back. He knows that if once he proposes and he knows that he will immediately be rejected, there will be no way to impress the woman again. And that's why he says that he has time for everything. If there's time for creation, time for murder, such grave and serious thing, his work, his job at hand is very, very small. But why has it become very difficult and so huge for him? Because he knows himself, how impure he is and how pure to some extent that lady is, how old he is and how young she is. He has led a kind of a sinful life. He has had relations with so many women. He has led an immoral life. And it's all because of that. He feels absolutely weak from inside. And that's why he finds way to postpone one after the other his visit to that lady and to propose her.